What's up, my fam? How's everyone doing? Thanks for taking 15 minutes out of your time to have a minute with me. And just gonna be candid about my experience. It's something that I experienced recently. And we're gonna talk about like those stories that we make up in our heads. And I guess like trying to build ourselves up and not break ourselves down. So recently, so I've been on this journey for ordination, and recently I got approved to be ordained. Now, I've gone to school, I've done ministry, I've done community work, I've done even like spiritual direction with people, conversion therapy support group that I facilitate. And when I got the news that I was approved for ordination, I had a mixture of, wow, this is cool. And then immediately, am I ready for this? Am I the right pick for this? Did they make the right decision? And damn it, it's like every single time I come up to an accomplishment or something that I worked hard for, I don't give myself permission to celebrate it. And so it opened my eyes to the type of stories that I've been making in my head. And I want to be able to talk about this right now and taking a breath and trying to see what are the things that we can do to stop the negative stories that we make up in our head about ourselves. There's so many people out here that are haters, right? And or are not going to agree with our choice in what we do for a living or won't be able to celebrate us, right? So if there's some people out there that are already going to kind of shoot our dreams down or not really support us, why do we have to be that extra person to ourselves? So it's like, let's be our own cheerleader. So I want to be able to like just ground ourselves. So just take a minute, take a couple of seconds, breathe in through your nose, hold it, slowly breathe out through the mouth. Now, if you got something to write, or if you want to just think about this or type, I want you to take these questions. Has there ever been a time where you or you're currently in this situation where you have a dream and you have a vision of something that you want to do? Maybe it's starting your own website or a business or writing your own book or anything, right? And there's something in your head that tells you, no, you don't have what it takes. What are those things that are holding you back? And I also want you to think, what is the story that you're telling yourself that's causing you to hold back from pursuing your dreams? Now, I was reading this. I'm part of this app that does a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, and one of the things that they asked us to think about was, if you didn't pursue your dreams and you just didn't do anything about it, what would you tell yourself 5 years from now? What would you tell your 5 year older person from now? Would you be disappointed? Would you be sad? Would you feel like you didn't give yourself a shot? And I know that sometimes, I know one of my things that I thought about was I kind of would be disappointed in myself that I didn't even take the action or took a step towards that dream of mine. And I think what comes to that and what adds fuel to that thinking is this fear of failure. And so much of our society talks about how failure is just an evidence that we just couldn't cut it or we're not good for it. But one of the key things with successful people is that they honor their feelings. And being that this is Therapy and Theology Month, I'm all about the feels. Successful people honor their feelings, but they don't let those feelings hold them back from taking action. Now, successful people always have a fear of failure. In fact, they failed many, many times. But through those failures, they learn so much about themselves and about others that they make choices to make that story different. So if you feel like there's a fear of failure, or you feel like you don't have what it takes, think about, where does that come from? Is that true? Is that statement true? You know, sometimes we want to change other people's behavior and we wish that they can support us. And more often than not, we can't change other people's behavior, but we can change how we react to them. So changing that self-talk, that self-doubt, is the first step to actually getting yourself out of your own way. And so I want you to pause right now and think about, if you had one thing to do right now, what would it be that will get you closer or moving toward your dream? Just one thing. It could just be affirmation, saying that I can do this. I am going to do this. It could be talking to other people. It could be doing some research. It could be just letting your imagination run wild. Maybe it could just be simply giving yourself permission to play. So much in this life, we always take it seriously, and we have to do the adulting and have all these responsibilities, and we forget sometimes how to play. And remember the times when we were kids and you played all those games and you just had no care in the world and you just ran free and did what you want. That's the imagination that some of us may have lost. And so giving yourself that permission to imagine the impossible being possible could be that one step that'll help you get closer. As this is the faith community, you know, we got to put in, we're all about faith, and we are very inclusive of every faith. But we do talk a lot about the text, the Bible as we know it. And there's so many stories of people in the Bible who were called to do the impossible and thought that that guy got it wrong, or that somebody got the wrong message. You know, we have unexpected heroes that go through trials and go through self-doubt. I mean, Moses went through a whole bunch of crap before he was called to lead a whole people out of bondage. He doubted himself, but he took a leap of faith in himself and he trusted in himself. We have many people in society today who took that first step and thinking, well, you know, I don't know how this is going to pan out. Like our congressperson AOC, she led a grassroots campaign and look at where she ended up. I would think of Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who grew up in the Bronx, in the projects, and just had a dream. Came across a lot of failures, came across a lot of people telling her that she was crazy for thinking that she can do what she wanted to do, but she didn't let that hold her back. She had doubts, but she still moved through those doubts, knowing that there was some higher power guiding her. So whether your higher power be the traditional God of the Bible, Allah, Krishna, or the source of love, let that be your inspiration to give yourself permission to play, to imagine great for you, to imagine better than what you think you are capable of doing. So for anybody who has any doubt in themselves, do something. Work through it. Have the doubts, have the fears, because we all do. But put action to it. You never know until you try. There's a famous story about Abraham Lincoln that he failed so many times from going into office. And on the umpteenth time, he got elected president. Now, we're not talking about if anyone agrees with his stance and how he did it, but it just goes to show you that you can create with the Creator. So we are co-creating in our lives. We're giving ourselves the permission to play, and just give yourself more grace. Give yourself more love. Life is a journey to be learned. There's so many lessons to learn. Just learn them and keep on going. And if you can't keep on going, connect with other people that can support you and that can motivate you. We're not here to do it alone. We're here to do it in community. So you're feeling down, call somebody up, text somebody up. You have the right to experience joy and happiness. So give yourself that right and that permission. So as I close this, I just want to also close it with some grounding exercise. So if you want to close your eyes, if you're more than welcome, but if not, it's fine. So take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And with your eyes closed or not, imagine the future you. Imagine how happy you are, pursuing your dreams, accomplishing that task that you put off for so long. Let go of that self-doubt. Let go of the fear of failure. The fear of failure that can hold you back from doing anything. Ignite your imagination. Feel your feelings and take action. Imagine that future self, head held high, doing the things that they wanted to do, and giving themselves that grace and that love that they deserve. Now hold tight to that future you, because the future is not so far. Well, my fam, thank you for taking time with me to have a minute and to breathe life. If you interested in continuing this type of conversation, join me and Pastor Christian on Bible and Beyond Live on this Saturday, where we're going to talk about imposter syndrome and negative self-narrative. So if you want to continue this conversation and see how other people think about this topic, come join us. Again, thank you. God bless. Believe in yourself. Build yourself up. Don't break yourself down. Much love.